Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Kaylily's podcast. I am your host, KL Jamila Clark, the content creator of Kaylily's Book Club, where we focus on sharing positivity and encouragement to help us to become all that God's called us to be. Being a book club, I actually look forward to interviewing authors and getting to know them, their inspiration, and the reason why they do what they do, why they write what they write. And today I have the extreme awesome privilege of interviewing none other than Dr. Elijah Fagurala. And he is the author of the Teenager's Book Guide, which is available now on Amazon. So, Dr. Fagurala, can you tell our audience today a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Hello. It's good to be in your presence today, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity to speak with your audience. The first question about myself. I'm Elijah Fagurala, a medical doctor close to 2 decades now. I'm married with kids, and I must tell you that at least I have 2 teenagers. And I graduated from a medical school called the University of Lagos, Nigeria. And I moved to Trinidad over a decade now. I've worked in the west of Trinidad, central, but presently I'm in the east with Eastern Regional Health Authority. I am the district medical officer, and I've worked in various functions in the health authority. Apart from my profession, some other things I do is I have an NGO called Life Course Foundation, where we motivate, inspire, educate the young ones to become a better person, or the better next generation. Then I also have a company called Simply Africa, where we sell African prints. And recently I wrote the book called The Teenager's Guidebook.
Wow, you seem like a super busy man with purpose on his mind. So tell me, what is your purpose for writing this new book, The Teenager's Guidebook?
Primarily, the book is for teenagers, for them to understand the phase where they are and what is going on with them, and to better understand how to navigate this phase of their life. But the book is also good for parents so that they can better understand their teenage children. It's good for persons that work with this group. So I'm talking about teachers, principals, educators, counselors, therapists, psychologists, and even people in government, ministries, religious leaders. I always say that the book is for everybody, because you would have gone through this phase of life. You may have a teenager around you or as a family member. So it's a book for everybody.
So, for our listeners, if they had to purchase this book today, what would you say are some of the benefits or solutions that they are sure to get from your book today?
One thing I can assure you about this book is that it's a valuable, inspirational device. When you get into the book, you would find answers to most of the questions that is baffling the teenager. most of the questions that teenagers are pondering upon. Take, for example, let me give you a little bit of insight into the book. There's a part that talks about my identity, wherein I spoke about the uniqueness of everyone. I spoke about who created you and how you should love yourself. I spoke about issue about health, why you should not smoke now, why you should exercise, and why you should eat healthy. And even about peer pressure. So there are many insights into the book, that you could get as you diverge or digest the book.
So, in this book, not only are you applying your personal or family oriented solution, but also your professional medical insights into understanding the teenager. And I like that actually. So, can you tell us some personal insights in terms of how this information for you was applied, whether to your teenagers or how you applied it to your personal or your family life, or even how you applied it to when you yourself was a teenager? Could you shed some light on that?
Well, I must tell you that growing up, even as a medical student, there was a time, that the work was so much, and I thought, the best thing is to just hand in the towel and just leave the medical school. But I remember vividly my siblings encouraging me, to go forward, to press forward. And I did listen to them at that time. And lo and behold, I am happy for it. I do not regret it at all. As a father, I previously said that I have teenagers. Well, what I do with my teenagers is to engage them in discussions and conversation, try and explain, the issues that could be going on with them. Quite recently, I was telling my daughter, who is preparing for the SCA, that in life you should do what is important first. Most teenagers want to wake up, stay on their phone, listen to music, watch TikTok, look into Instagram, and leave what is important. So, I try to explain to her that, it's better you do what is important first, and then you can relax and watch these things. So that is the way I've applied that. Take, for example, why should I do household choice, which is in the book. I let them know that it teaches them about organization, about responsibility, and about participation. You can't be living in a house, and just going about as if you're not part of the house. There's a popular thing that we say that cleanliness is next to godliness. So I try to explain to my teenagers, the reasons why we have them or want them to do these things, because in the future, it will be part of them. It will benefit them, and they will be better persons, in life. So I want to leave this quote of encouragement from the book, which is written by Henry Ford. You can find it in chapter 1, page 14. It says, whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. So it all depends on us anyway. There are times that we feel that this thing is more than us. Remember, I mentioned about my days in the medical school. If I thought I couldn't, then I couldn't. But thank God, I thought I could, and I did.
So much for chatting with us today, Dr. Fagaralo. And I just want to say thank you even for writing the book and the inspiration and for the value that it would add to those that read it. So, for the rest of us, I just want to let you all know that this Saturday, the 25th of July, at 2 p.m., he would be having a virtual book launch for his latest book, The Teenager's Guidebook. It can be viewed live on Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So check it out this Saturday at 2 p.m. Tune in. The Zoom ID, as you would see on the screen, is 871 7538 2352. So tune in. You are in for a treat. There is no password. There would be entertainment, spoken word, book reviews, discussions, etc., etc. It would be nice. So bring the kids around, tune in. And you could also check out City of Light NGO. That's one of his groups as well on Instagram. So you could view it there as well. So that's it for me, KL Clark, and thank you for watching Kaylily's podcast today. Bye.